Hey, Dave. Just
Morning.
wanted to know if there was any lineup changes today, or are you going to go back with the same lineup that was successful last night?
We got a couple injuries we're monitoring this morning, and we'll see. They're getting treatment now. We'll see. I'd like to go back to the same lineup, but we'll see if there's a couple changes that are that are necessary because of injury.
Thanks, Dave.
Jim Matheson, Post Media.
Dave, we just had a nice friendly conversation with Jesse Onrvi. He was talking about living in a house and having a new puppy and not liking to cook much. Are you happy that he seems to be very comfortable here in Edmonton in this second year as your coach?
He really seems to be enjoying himself. He has fun coming to the rink. He's really fit in well with the guys, and he's played very well. So good for him. You know, it's. I'm sure it wasn't an easy thing for him because when last time he was here, he was, the whole situation was a struggle for him, and he's come back and he's fit in very well. And it's funny. It's hard for me to see him any other way. Like it's talking to people. He just was a young guy, unsure of himself, and now he fits in so well. He looks so sure of himself that it's hard to believe that it was any other way. But we're glad to have the player we have, and he's come in and played very well and has been a big part of our team.
And does he look like a player who was the fourth player picked in the draft now with his confidence?
Yeah, he's coming. Like, he's a good player. He does a lot of things well. His work ethic is excellent. Skill-wise, hunting pucks down and starting to shoot the puck very well, and it's going in the net. He was getting some chances early on, but they weren't going in the net for him. Now they're going in the net, so it's great to see him get rewarded for that.
Reed Wilkins, 630 Chad.
Morning, Dave.
Morning.
Some teams win one-goal games, but they don't always look comfortable doing it. You guys have looked very comfortable and composed the last two games. How far do you think you've come in that ability to preserve a lead in a low-scoring game in the time you've been the head coach?
Well, I like going through the experiences of it because you get to know your group a little bit, and we're doing some things that I think are give us the best chance to win. That being said, there's always improvement needed. There's always things we can do a little better. But our group is we think hard about how we want to play in certain situations, and most of the time we can execute that. And if we do, it gives you a better chance to win the game. And whether it's 4-1 or 2-1, there's things that you have to do to make sure you push the game along. Last night I thought we played a strong third period. Really, we had a couple great chances that we could have pushed the game along, but didn't give them much. So it's we have to reset for tonight. We're going to have to play a stronger game tonight. They're going to be a desperate team, but I don't mind the way we played, especially with the lead lately.
And you mentioned you'd like to go with the same lineup. Does that include the goaltender, or is this you're going to split them this weekend?
No, we'll split them. Koskinen will play tonight.
Ryan Rashog, TSN.
Just back to Jesse, Dave, can you discuss his game from the red line back to your own end? We've seen a few times this year some pretty nice back checks and breaking plays up, but just little things like work on the wall and little details and how he's doing with those things?
Those are exactly things that jump out at you, like his skill level, his skating. You can see why he was a high pick, but the things that our coaching staff has noticed about exactly what you're talking about, like the ability to chase people back, to work on the wall, to come back into D-zone coverage and be in the right spot and stay in the right spot and do his job. Like, those are all things that young players coming back in, you wonder if they get them, and he's come back and has really done a good job of all those little details of the game, not just with the puck. So he's been, like I say earlier, he's just been a really good player for us.
He's an option for you on the power play as well, and you've used him here and there. What does he need to do to potentially spend more time on that power play unit? How should he be?
Well, there's a couple. There's times when we're looking for a left or a right shot, so that has a little bit of where it comes from. We've had Chase on as a right shot that's actually done a pretty good job there coming out of last year. So we've got a track record with him. Jesse's getting some time there that I think he'll continue to grow in that spot. He's a big guy, likes to play around the front of the net, and has good hands. So I think that role will continue to expand for him. But as we go through it, we have a number of people who can fit in that role.
Jack Michael, 6:30 Chad.
More on Jesse, Dave, and first off, Rob Brown, I thought, made an interesting point. He said he's learned what I learned 35 years ago. When you're on the ice with the league's best player, give it to him because quite often you'll get it back. Is his hockey sense underrated in that regard?
No, he can make plays, but he understands who he's playing with. I mean, that's part of being a good player. But an old story, Ron Francis was like that. There was Blaine Stoughton, was a player in Hartford years and years ago. He used to say to Ron Francis, when the puck comes around the wall, I'm going to give it to you, and I don't want it back again till I can shoot. And Stoughton had 50 goals that year, I think, or something. But Jesse's he's got a real complete game. He can skate with the puck. He can play give and go. His tenacity on the forecheck has been really good. Like keeping plays alive and coming up with pucks. So all those are good things when you're playing with players like Connor and Nuge. The more you have the puck, the more success you can have. So he's been a good fit there.
And did he benefit basically by having no history with you, where all you saw in front of you at camp was a good player who had earned a spot?
I probably, yeah. I mean, I when you don't have a past history, he just come in and that was one of the discussions that both Ken and I had with him. It's a clean slate on everything. We don't want to know what happened in the past. We want you to come in and be a good player for us, and get up and going and see where you can get to. And so he's come in and played well from the first day of camp and hasn't looked back.
Jim Matheson, Post Media.
Hi, Dave. I may be the only guy on this call who can remember Blaine Stoughton.
Yeah.
Because I'm a little older. I can remember those early days. He could really do. Couple of things. There's a chance that Caleb Jones could play tonight. You played 4 defensemen last night, 20 minutes or more, including Russell. Chance that Caleb
That's because they all played really good, Jim.
Oh well, I know that. That's a lot of minutes.
We're monitoring one injury back there that could dictate whether he's in or out.
And there's a report that Mike Babcock might become the coach of the Saskatchewan Huskies university team. You're from Saskatchewan. What would you think of that?
Good for Babs. Yeah, that'd be great. University of Saskatchewan is a great program. With all my years I spent with Dave King, I got a lot of history of University of Saskatchewan, even though I never went there. But that'd be great for Babs to get back in.
Bob Stauffer, 6:30 Chad.
Dash, bash, and dash. Was that not the line Stoughton with Boutet?
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah.
And the Huskies haven't won since Dave King was their coach in '83. So Babs won in Lethbridge in '93, '94. He's pretty good. Just a thought on back to the power play a bit and Chase on versus Neal versus Puljujärvi. I mean, just sort of rotating those net front presences and how. Mm-hmm. You're trying to monitor the lines, but also do you look at the success ratio that you're having respectively from an analytics perspective?
You're always looking at it, but that net front guy doesn't drive the analytics as much as the other guys do.